Alright, welcome to another tutorial with D&I signatures. My name is Esther. So this is where we stopped last time, and that is on the back bodies. Okay, so we are going to be working on the front bodies now. So what are the things we need? Of course, we still need our measurements. These are the measurements we need in case you have actually not seen how I measure my clients for the bodies blog for pattern drafting the Nathalie Bray way. Please, I enjoin you, or I plead with you, please go and watch the video. Okay, so these are basically the measurements we need, and that's that. So if you want to know how I did the back bodies, please go and check the video on that. So today I'm working on the front bodies. All right, so it's gonna be much easier right there and there. So thank you so much. If you're new on my channel, please subscribe and turn on the notification button to see more videos. All right, so now without much further ado, let's go straight into the video. All right, for the last class, for the sake of those who didn't see my first class on back bodies, this is the fixed proportion table. This is the proportion table you're going to follow, all right, for bust 92. So I'm going to also share a proportion table for different bust size in this video for you, all right, so you're going to see that. But for the sake of this class, I'm working with bust 92, so I brought out some of the things I need, all right. So this is it, and this is the measurements I'm going to need. Now let's get straight to the point. Well, we actually going to need front neck width. Front neck width. So front neck width, for those on the skinny side, those who are less chubby, you use 7.5, and for those on the big side, like you are on the chubby side, you're very chubby, you're going to need 8 cm or 8.5. So 7.5 for someone who is slim to someone who is medium size, then 8 cm for someone who is tending towards being very chubby, then 8.5 for someone who is very chubby. All right, so that's that with that. So we're going to be using 7.5 for bust 92 for the neck, front neck width. We did back neck width for the back bodies, but this time around front neck width is 7.5. So how do we fix that? We fix that by so I hope you can see very clear. So 7.5, you measure it from the top edge here down. 7.5. Mark 2 dots so we can connect it. So that's that for that 7.5. So the next thing to mark is the back neck width. The back neck width we used the other time is 7 cm. We use our back neck width 7 cm. So we are going to use that 7 cm. You measure sideways this time around. Sideways from here to there. 7 cm. Then you measure another one, 7 cm. 7 cm. Like so. So this is the box for the neck for the front. This is the box, the little box for the back. The little box for the back, not the curve, that little box, but this is the little box for the front this time around. So don't forget, I measured 7.5 down as a fixed proportion for different sizes. 7.5 from slim to medium class size persons. Then for fat persons, for chubby persons, 8 to 8.5 from here, like so. Okay, so that's that. So this is 7.5 and this is 7 cm. It's the same 7 cm we measure here, 7 cm. So now the next thing to measure is our front shoulder line. Our front shoulder line is also fixed by fixed proportion. The fixed proportion goes by 4 cm for bigger size and 4.5 for slimmer size. Okay, so for someone like her, I'm going to use 4.5. She's not so big. She's at least she's slim. So we're going to use 4.5 for her. 4.5, and then we're going to rule it. We're going to square it sideways, or you rule it. That's what I mean. So that's that for that one. So on this same line that I ruled just now, you measure 16.5 is a fixed proportion. A fixed proportion meaning that the proportion for every size. Okay, so 16.5, and you asterisk that point. You get it? So you asterisk that 16.5, leave it there like that. Now the next thing is on the bust line here, you measure 4 cm upward to fix our chest line. 4 cm upward. 4 cm upward. So from that part now, I'm fixing my chest line. Alright, so that's the chest line. That's that about that. So next thing is we're going to rule a line from the top edge of the paper here to touch the asterisk. Okay, top edge of the paper to the asterisk to fix our front shoulder line. As you can see that, to fix our front shoulder line, and that's that for that. Now the next thing to do is sharing the dots. Okay, this is going to take a little bit of more calculations, and please pay rapt attention. Grab a note and grab your calculator to do 1 or 2 things on it. So now let's get straight to that. This is what we're going to do. You see these points here, I love to measure 3 cm here, 3 cm here. I love to measure 3 cm here, 3 cm here on both sides. I love to measure 3 cms. So that's what I do first. So I'm going to measure the 3 cms. So we're sharing the dots. Just pay attention. So this is what I like to do. I like to measure 3 cm. You can see this part. You can see this line, this 0.5 that we worked on the other time. So I ruled the 2 lines. Okay. So this area, from this point, this first line to the side here, I like to measure 3 cm. Okay. I like to measure 3 cm from that side to here, 3 cm. Okay. Did you see that? So from this side, this second line to the other side, I like to measure 3 cm as well. Now this 3 cm can be shrinked and can be enlarged, but it shouldn't be too enlarged though. I just love 3 cm. But while I'm sharing the dots and I see that I still need more space to add to something, I can remove from this 3 cm and reduce it back to 2.5 or 2 cm. Yes. So, but I like to start with 3 cm first. You get it? So now this is 3 cm. Now, the next thing to do is to measure the total space between this dot and this dot, including this little area here. So this is what I get. I'm getting 7 cm here. This is 7 cm that I'm getting. So now this 7 cm here, okay, this 7 cm, what I do is I measure the width of the paper. If you were there, you know, you should remember this is 51.5. The width of the paper is 51.5. So 51.5 minus 7. I told you to grab a calculator. So this is how it goes. A calculator. Okay, so a calculator goes like this. 51.5. 51.5 minus 7. 44.5. So this 44.5, what you're going to do right now, you keep it somewhere. So you keep our 44.5. Now on the measurements, we have the waist measurement 72, right? So this 72, since we are working on the half of the body, that's why it's called bodies, right? It's 72 divided by 2, that's going to give us like 36, right? So now that 36, you put it right here, and you subtract it, and it's going to give us 5 here, and I think 8, and that's 8.5. That's the difference. Should I go over again? Yeah, let me go over it. I measured the distance here, 7 cm. Okay? Now this 7 cm minus the width of the paper. The width of the paper is 51.5. I measured that earlier in the back bodies. Okay? So 51.5 minus half of the waist. Half of the person's waist is 72. 72 divided by 2 is 36. So 36 minus what is left from our subtraction, which is 44.5, minus 36, it gives us what? 8.5. So this 8.5 is the amount of darts we are going to be sharing. Do you get it? This is the amount of darts we want to take out of the bodies so that the bodies can be close fitted to your skin. Alright? So this 8.5, we're going to share it in two for the front, and we're going to share it for the back. Now, to share this 8.5, this is what I like to do. You can decide to divide into 2 equal halves, but I don't like to divide into 2 equal halves. This is what I do. I just take like 5 cm for the front, and the remaining 3.5 for the back. That's basically what I do. Okay, you can also decide to say that, okay, 8.5, I want to take 4 here for the front, and remaining 4.5, right? You can just decide to say I want to take 2 cm or 2.5 cm for the back dart, and the remaining 2 cm can be at the center back. Do you understand my point? Let me go straight with this. 5 cm for the front, remains 3.5. So 3.5, I'm going to put it all 3.5 at the back, right? But I can also do it this way. I can remove 4 cm here and remove 2.5 on the back line here, on the back dart line here, and then I can put the remaining 2 cm at this center back. I can decide to put the 2 cm here. Then the 2.5, I make sure I share it into 2 equal halves on this line. Do you get it? Okay, but most of the time I don't do this. I don't do this one. What I just do is I remove 5 cm and 3.5 for the back. So why I didn't do it? Some of you might ask me, why don't you divide into 2 equal halves? The reason is that in the front, we have more curves at the front. Our breast is there, our bust is there when we wanted to show that, I got something. So the back doesn't have anything, nothing except the buttocks, okay? But the bodies doesn't really refer to the buttocks yet, except you're dealing with the dress block, okay? So the back is flat, but the front is full. So we want to bring it out and bring out that finesse, that feminine thing, you know? So that's why I share it like 8.5, I share it like 5 and 3.5. Okay, so now let's take for example, I have something like 7 cm as the difference, as the dart space. How would you divide it? You could decide to say 3.5, 3.5, but I would go with 4, 3. That's what I would go with, because I just want more dart to be in the front so that it will bring out the on the bust and pronounce it very well. So let's say we have 8. I'd rather go with 5, 3. Let's say we have 9. I'd rather go with 5, 4. Let's say we have 10. I'd rather go with 5, 5. I wouldn't go more than 5 for the front. Take notes, I won't go more than 5 for the front. So that's basically that. So for now we have 8.5. So I'm going to take front to the front is going to be 5 cm. For the back it's going to be 3.5. So watch me as I'm going to divide it. So for the back, let's return to the back. I told you I'm going to return to the back in the last video when we're sharing it out. So 3.5 in 2 different places is divided by 2 because we want to share it here and here. 3.5 is 1.75, right? I think so. Yes, 1.75. So you measure 1.75 here, 1.75 here. Did you see that? Here and here. So this is how we connect it. We're gonna connect it up to the straight, to the top edge of the paper. That's where I like to connect my own dart due to 1 or 2 reasons I'm going to show you in the subsequent videos. Okay, so that's that. Then I will now connect it to the hip line here, and so you see that. So this is that for that, and here. So you can see that like so. So that's that with that. I told you I actually added 1 or 2 tweak to this to Nathalie Bray's Bodice block to fit what I want to do. So if it is your choice, you might decide to make it 2 cm here and then divide your 2.5 cm here. So your 2 cm here, you're gonna take it all the way up here to this point, then the 2 cm, you take it all the way to the hip points there. So it's your choice. So that's what I love to do. Now the next thing to do is this dot here, this 3 cm that I measured, take it to this place, and you connect this 3 cm also to this place. Then this 3 cm here to this place, and 3 cm here to this place. So you can see that this is already looking like a side. I'm trying to look for a way to get to a better, this is the MO and this is the side, then going to the hip. So that's that. Then you can use your curve to get a very lovely curve back there instead of a straight line. So the same with the front. So that's that. So this marks the BSS. That's the BSS, and this is the FSS. So that's the FSS. BSS, FSS. So it goes like that. This is the FSS and BSS. So what do I mean by BSS? This is the back side seam, front side seam. So these are the sides that joins together and forms a seam at your side. Okay? So that's that with that. And while this is the center back, this is the CB, this is center back, and this is the center front. That's the CB. So that's the center front, and this is the center back. Okay, so now we are left with 5 cm, right? We have already taken out our 3.5, so we want to take our 5 cm. So how do we distribute this 5 cm on the center front? This is how I do mine. So basically I measure what is here. What is here from here to here is 23.5. I have 23.5 here. This is what I have. I have 23.5. So this 23.5 now. 23.5. That is the measurement for the front waist, right? So 23.5 times 2, just to get the full waist for the front. So it's going to give us a 47. That's 47, right? Good. Now that 5 cm that I'm going to be removing from the front, you know, it's only half of the bodice. We're dealing with half of the bodice. That's why it's 5 cm. But I'm dealing with the full front now. So 5 cm time in 2 places. So 5 times 2, that's 10. So that means it's 10 cm dart I'm going to remove from the whole front. So now this 10 cm minus 47. From 47 is going to give us 37. Now this 37, okay, divide it into 3 equal halves. 3 equal places, sorry. 3 equal places. We want the darts to be distributed to give 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3, okay? 3 equal spaces. So 37 divided by 3, it gives us what? 12.333 whatever. So what I'm going to stop is I'm going to just use 12. So instead of 12 points, I just use 12. Okay. So 37 divided by 3, 12.333. I use 12. Wow. Or you can use 12.3. It depends on you. If you can count it, count it. So I don't know if I should go over it again. Let me go over it again for clarity purpose. After I've done this, I've already gotten my 3.5. I've distributed it on the back. So I want to distribute this 5 cm on the front, and I want it to be well placed on the bodice so that it's gonna sit well and look beautiful. So this 5 cm, what do? I measure from here to here, and I got 23.5, right? 23.5, right? Times 2, because I want to get how it's gonna look like on the full front, on the full front. So the full front is 47. Now the 47, we have 2 dots in front, in our front, right? One goes thus and the other one. We have 2 dots in the front and 2 dots at the back, right? So for the 2 dots in the front, we have 5 cm for each of the dots is 5 cm. So 2 dots is going to give us how many cm? 10 cm. So 10 minus that 47 that I measured, that 47 minus it, so we have 37. So 37, we want to get 3 different spaces where the dot is going to be positioned. So 37 divided by 3, it gives us 12.333. And I decided I don't want to give myself too much problems, so I just go with 12 cm, and that's it. So now how do I measure my 12 cm? So I start measuring my 12 cm from the side here. From the side here, that's why I start measuring. I measure from here, that's 12 cm. So the 12 cm, that's it. So that is when I now start to measure my 5 cm. So the remaining space from here to here, I think I'm having 6.5 here. So 6.5 times 2 is going to give you 13, right? So it's going to have 1 dot here. Let's imagine that we are flipping this over. 1 dot here. This is 1 dot here. The space here. The space in the middle here. Before another dot, and then another space before the next side seam of the front. So I hope you get it. So that's that. The middle of that 5 cm, you get your 2.5. So that's the middle. That's the middle. So I measure from here to the middle. I have 9 cm. So I'm gonna measure down here, put a point there, fix a dot, 9 cm. I'm gonna fix another dot up here, and that's 9 cm, another 9 cm. So this is how we're gonna go about it. That's it. So the next thing, I'm also going to connect it to the next dot here. So that's that with that. Now the next thing to do is you measure from this bust line here. This bust line here, I like to measure my 2 cm. That's where the dot is going to stop. I like to measure my 2 cm down, 2 cm. Or 2.5, it depends on you. 2.5 or 2 cm, it depends on you. So that point, I mark it there. And then I fix my dot, my waist dot though. This is my waist dot. I connect it to the hip again. So that's that for that. Now the next thing to move on to is the shoulder dot. How do we get the shoulder dot? Okay, you see this point here. You see where this dot line coming up here meets the shoulder line. This point, you measure 2 cm down, 2 cm down. Measure 2 cm down, another 2 cm down. So this just from this point, you see that? From this line, this dot line coming up, okay? And touching the shoulder line, you just measure 2 cm down. And then you connect a line to here. Now, the next thing to do is to go to the proportion table again. We're going to need the proportion table to get the shoulder dot for bust 90. So the shoulder dot for bust 90 is 7.5 space. For bust 92 is 7.5. So you measure your 7.5 from this line that you have just fixed down again. So we have 7.5, this 7.5 here, and then you fix it again and join it to that part, and that's it. Now for the shoulder, we want to get the shoulder point for front. The person's shoulder in the measurements is 12 for bust 92. The person's shoulder measurements is 12. So how do we calculate the 12? From this point, from this neck point here, this point, you measure this part. This is 14. Okay, this is 14. There are two ways to do this, but let me make it simple. This 7.5 here is going to go out. We are going to take it out probably through dots, we're going to take it out probably through tucks, through paneling, probably just sewing it out, probably folding it out. It's just going to get out. That's it. So how do we do that? The person's shoulder is 12, right? 12 plus 7.5, that is 19.5. Am I right? 12 is the shoulder, normal shoulder measurement, plus that 7.5 of the dot, shoulder dot from the proportion table. You get 19.5. So if this 19.5, you just measure from this neck point here, then you measure it downwards to get 19.5. 19.5. and that's it, 19.5. All right, just leave that dot there. The next thing to work on is the across chest. Across chest divided by 2. Again, we are working on the half of the front. Across chest divided by 2. We go to the measurements. Our measurements for across chest is 32. So 32 divided by 2 is what? 16. Good. So now you see this space here, this shoulder dart space from here to here. Yes, this place I shaded out is where you're going to measure. You measure it just as we did for the shoulder dart. You measure it. I'm getting 1.5 here. That's 1.5 that we are seeing from here. So not from here, but from here to here. So that is 1.5. So 1.5 plus 16, that is 17.5. So 17.5 from the center front, from this place to here, we get 17.5. So you're going to measure that same 17.5 here and put it here. Then we're going to connect the dots. And that's 17.5. Now from this angle here, measure 1.5 diagonally 45 degrees. Just as we did here, 45 degrees, measure 3 cm, but this time around this one is 1.5, 45 degrees up here. So this is how I'm going to measure it. Because I'm used to it, so I already know where it is. I already know where 45 degrees is. And this is 1.5 there. So that's what's going to guide you on how to draw your armhole curve for the front. So you see this dot here, you go and connect it here to the shoulder point we fixed it all the time, and you draw your line to guide you. So in between this dot and this dot, get the midway and measure 1 cm or 0.5, it depends on you, but I love to work with 0.5. So you just measure this part from here to here. Please don't mind this one. This one was a mistake. It was a mistake, so please let it fade out. So if we're working on this part, so from here to here, 0.5 or 1 cm, depends on you, but this is what I want, 0.5. So I'm gonna grab my curve and draw my armhole curve. So let me fix this one first. Alright, so did you see that? The armhole curve going all the way to here. So it continues all the way down here. So this is basically what we do for the front. Now there's a line I told you while I was drafting the back bodice in the other video that we will always measure from the top edge of the paper. You know, most of the line we're measuring from the back, then we're starting from here, somewhere here, right? But for this line, we start from the top edge of the paper. So what line is that? That's the underbust line. The underbust line. So this underbust line is very, very, very useful. Yes, it gives a lot of definition for the bust. So the underbust line, there's a measurement from neck to underbust. If you have not seen the video, please go check the video on how to measure for the basic bodice block. So for her, we measured 36. I forgot to add it here. I'm sorry, I didn't add it here, but it's 36. So you measure your 36 from the top edge of the paper here, and you take it down, 36. Fix the dot here. We're fixing the dot here as well. 36 from the top edge of the paper here. 36. And then you join it. That's the under bust line. That's the what? Under bust line. Okay, you're gonna see the reason why we have the under bust line later on. Okay, so that's basically what we need for the front bodice. Okay, there's one thing I want to share with you. I want to share you how I shaped the bust dot. I shaped the bust dot. You know, I told you the front has a lot of problems, so sorry. So this is how I shape my own bust dot. You see, I measured 5 cm here, right? So I'm going to take it up here and make sure it's 5 cm, 2.5 here, 2.5 here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect it so you see that? Now this is what I'm going to definitely do. I'm going to start to draw from this juncture here. This is the under bust line, so that's where I start to work, and I'll bring it up and like so. So the same with this, I'll also draw, and that's it. So I don't like to make it too sharp. I'll make it like that. So this, if you can notice that this is forming the side of a bust. If you look at a woman from the side, you will see that it's looking like the side of the person's bust. So when you're drawing, please do not draw so sharp that it looks like something else. So let it look real, like so. And this is also coming like that. That's how to do that. So all these areas are going to go away. They're going to go away. All these areas are going to go away. So this area too is going away. Did you see that? Then this area too is going away. So the area I shaded, they're all going out of the picture. They are going out of the picture. So these areas I shaded, they're all going out of the picture. So that's it. So thank you so much for your patience, for watching this video. I'm very, very grateful. If you have any questions, because I know you're going to ask a lot of questions, please feel free to ask, and I'm going to be ready, super ready to answer your questions. So thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video where I get to use these things and bring it out to life, how to relate to your body. And that's it. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're new, please subscribe and turn on the notification button to see more of my videos. Thank you. Bye.